Welcome back to Hard4Games, everybody. Today we have 6 brand new N64 games for you to play. This is the 4th annual N64 Brew Game Jam competition. These particular titles were created via LibDragon, an open source SDK for the N64. We will be rating our top 3 and seeing how our rankings compare to the actual results of the competition. Alright, so first up we have Alien Sun, which apparently is the beginning of a 2D physics puzzle platformer. The backgrounds here are very pretty.
Oh yeah, kind of reminds me of a stall.
Yeah, a little bit, actually. Nice scrolling in the background. You know what this also reminds me of in terms of the backgrounds? Calibri.
Except it actually has like colors that aren't all just very muddy.
Yes.
Oh.
What do we got going on here?
Well, I think this is the physics. This is like a debug mode.
It's like
hitboxes.
Hitboxes, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, momentum's not quite right. It feels like gravity's a little too heavy.
Well, gravity is sometimes heavy, but then sometimes it isn't.
Yeah.
There are some times where your last thing that you did, you really feel the effect of it.
Like, look at this. It's not giving me like a structure that I can like easily land on. So I think it's partially the momentum physics are a little bit funky, but I think it's also partially where you can actually like put your character is like the actual like
see,
boxes are like not.
Ooh, there you go. I think this is a good example of how it's a real shame we didn't get more 2D games on the 64.
Oh yeah,
because it could make some very pretty things, but we were just all so obsessed with 3D at that point.
We had to have our 3D. Okay, our next one is called Brew Volley. Are you ready? I got my Brew for the Brew Volley. This is a 2-player game.
Okay.
All I have to do is move the controls around here.
Oh, I can also. I can go up too.
Ah!
Okay.
It's like we're volleying.
It went a bit DVD menu there.
Yeah. It's like we're volleying a ball almost.
Yeah.
What would you call this, John? When you volley a ball like this?
A ball volley.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. So far, I would say it is a game. This is very 2600 in gameplay.
They did have to do all the design for the physics of the ball, obviously. But it is, of course, in practice, quite simple.
If you like 2600-y sort of games, then you'll probably enjoy it.
Next up, we have the Mega Textures tech demo.
Okay.
So this is kind of fascinating in that it is just a texture demonstration.
Yeah.
You turn with the D-pad, you move through space with the C buttons, and you can adjust the texture quality with the joystick.
Yeah. So I can turn the stuff all the way down. You know, this is a little bit more of the 64 game we're used to playing. Go up. As I click it all the way. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Get nice and close.
FPS is pretty bad, but man.
Yeah, get nice and close, and let's take a look at the difference here.
Yeah, all right, so. And then I think, yeah, as I do this, it'll slowly go back. As I kind of move around. Yeah, see? Slowly bringing everything back up. Because I think it might be trying to do like dynamic textures. And I was getting low FPS because I was cranking it too high. You know, sometimes you just gotta crank your hog. You know? Like, look at this texture here.
Yeah, it's
like until I got close, I thought that was 3D. But we got some icy cream. We got a little, campfire. And we got the greatest Super Soaker ever built. And then we got some people enjoying a summer game jam. And then we have this stone obelisk for sacrificing children.
Yeah, this is kind of a fascinating one. There's not really any gameplay.
From a technical standpoint, though, this is really impressive.
It is really cool.
Look how good that looks.
Yeah, it's wild. Next one up is Sand Castle Clamor.
Thanks for joining the Sand Castle Cup. There are 5 days. Here's what to do. Observe the castle. Build before the tide comes. Get 80% of the castle right. Good luck.
Observe. Observe!
That is a lot of blocks to be able to put out in 80 seconds.
Was it all the way to the edge?
No, because you need to have it poking out.
Oh, crap. No, so it goes there.
Yeah.
There.
No, you refer it right the first time.
Okay, so here. And there, and then doop, ba-doop, 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 ba. And then this guy right here.
Yep. And you're out of time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go through that again.
No,
it's I think if
not nearly enough time.
Yeah, you need a little bit more time, and it's a little bit too tedious.
It's too technical of a puzzle for the first time out.
I get what they're going for. A couple of things I would like to see. Like we said, a little bit more time. Make the first couple levels a little bit less big, less complicated. I also want to see the tide actually come in and knock it all down at the end, regardless of whether you win or lose. I want to see the tide come in and just go, like, give me a little satisfaction at the end. And then I think that would make it pretty fun. Are you ready for Sim City or Sand City?
Ready to sand it up. Oh, this is already looking significantly sandier. Instructions: the Sand City, building up a sand castle, a city for the crabby inhabitants of the beach. Attract residents by building housing accommodations. As your city grows, more crabs will move in. Over time, your residents will pay property and sales tax, allowing cities to grow. Okay.
I pressed L for ground, and I can dig by pressing B. And then I build up this meter here.
Okay.
And then I can switch over and
interesting.
Put these structures on here. When I press repair, upgrade, or demolish, that nothing happens. So I'm confused. But now I have 28 crabs that live there. So I'm doing something? Now I have 80 crabs. I mean, it seems to make sense. You dig into the ground, you get a bunch of sand. But the thing is that you see here where it's darker, I have dug, but I can't dig more. Here, I'm digging, but it's not dark. It's not turning dark.
Yeah.
But I could just dig there and get a bunch of sand.
So you've glitched it quite a bit.
Unless that's I don't know. Unless it's intentional. But then I can go and add in a bunch of these little castles and choose large or small. I feel like once you kind of dig out an area, you should be able to like move to the next area. But now I have 99 crabs. Stability. 20, jobs 2, residents 1. How come I have 1 resident but I have 125 crabs? I thought my crabs were
perhaps a human moved in.
Yeah, I thought my crabs were the residents, right? No?
You've just recreated a Michigan road here. I think the problem is I don't understand what is appealing to a crab.
I guess that is the problem.
I am not crustacean-pilled.
And what I'm doing is increasing my crab count.
You are creating a significant amount of phalluses, though.
Yeah.
I think we can all appreciate that. I think that we're just too stupid to understand the mechanisms behind this.
Yeah. So, okay.
I think this should have gone a little closer to SimCity.
I think that there should have just been a couple different types of structure, literally a larger sandbox to work in than this rectangle. You should be able to, like, maybe an area that's 4 or 5 times this amount. And, instead of just doing large or small structures, you should have been able to choose, like, one of, like, 10, that actually have some sort of, like, geometry to them, like little castles and stuff, and then have, like, the actual crabs kind of come in and out. And to save on polygons and stuff, they could have just been, like, 2 little 2D sprites or something that could wander in and out. Yeah, I think this has, the idea behind this has incredible potential.
Yeah.
I think it's confusingly executed. Summer's story is next.
Summer awoke from a restless sleep. Last thing she remembered was that she was with her family, happy and careless. Then there was the storm, and now she was alone. The place felt familiar to her, like a distant memory. She couldn't explain that feeling. She'd never been here before. It was a little picky about
Z to interact.
It was a container of sorts, but it wouldn't budge. Refused to open itself for anyone, just like her heart at this very moment. Oh, damn, kid. Okay. How do I turn? Okay, C and the stick. Oh, whoa. Oh, God. People, stop using this control scheme.
So you look around with the D-pad, and you can move with the C buttons or move with the joystick. I feel like it should have been... The C buttons should have mirrored the D-pad, because this is really awkward for me. Because I'm like using my joystick thumb on the D-pad. I feel like I want
all that muscle memory goes the other way.
Yeah, and I could handle the C buttons looking around.
And you can do the D-pad and C buttons, but then you have to use your middle finger to go way over to that Z.
Yeah,
because A and B don't do anything.
But even then, I don't want to move with the C buttons. I want to be able to like look around with the C buttons and move with the joystick. So it's kind of opposite of what I would be okay with. Mm-hmm. And it just keeps messing with my muscle memory like over and over again.
Said I should be careful where I dig. You're my dad. Can't tell me what to do.
What happens if you just start digging at the chest?
Oh, I found the other sandal.
It just sinks down and game's over. Woof. Whoops. That is actually kind of cool you can do that.
Yeah.
It's very Doshin the Giant.
Yeah.
In terms of dicking around with the...
We're Doshin it up.
Yeah, dicking around with like the land mass, you know. Now I'm curious because there's a mystery here. But
the mystery is what you're supposed to do, because there's like... Oh, wait, I saw something clipping through there.
Yeah, same.
Right there.
Your Teddy.
There's Teddy.
Yeah. Can I interact or no? Do I have to fully...
It's very, very specific about where you have to be to interact. There you go.
At last, her Teddy.
Sure, that Teddy in her heart now. So I assume that's, I got to put it in the toy box.
Yeah.
Which I dug into a gigantic It might be quite hard to interact with that now. Yeah, might want to bring it down a peg. You just keep digging until it like starts to hit it like a more flat area, so you can actually get to the interact.
God damn it!
Yeah, this control scheme is awful.
Come on! I guess I have to. Yeah, like you said, just make enough space around it.
Yeah, I think that's enough. I was wrong.
So, we think we have to put the teddy bear in the chest, but...
Yeah, but there just seems to be no way to interact with it.
I like the idea behind it. I like the idea of like an N64 sort of like dreamy horror...
More sort of just
mystery game. It's just... The controls are bothersome for me.
There's not like you literally just have to guess where Teddy is. There's not like anything that kind of leads you there.
Yeah.
There should be like if you have a mystery, you gotta have some breadcrumbs.
But yeah, I think because we kind of clipped this into the ground, we can't put this back in. But I think if you were to fix some of the glitches, fix the control scheme, or at least give it options, then this could be like a pretty cool little demo. They could expand on this to a couple different levels, but again, breadcrumbs for each mystery, that kind of thing. Like the concept I really like, execution I think needs work.
Yeah.
All right, so we deliberated. We have our top three. We're going to start with number 3. Now, this was a tough one, picking out number 3. Because, with a game jam, it's often like, all the games need polish. And it's kind of like...
You have such a limited time to be like, okay, everybody get together, come up with a concept for a game, go.
Yeah, so we picked our number 3 kind of based on what it could become with a little bit more direction and polish, and that was Sand City. Again, SimCity with sand, crabs. I mean, that's kind of a cool concept.
Lean a bit more SimCity and a little less puzzle, and I think you've got a really, really good game there.
Yeah.
I think it could get real addicting.
Number 2, the Mega Textures Tech Demo.
That is a really, really impressive way to display graphics. How that would work into actual, like, full gameplay, where you have other, things the processor is going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you could potentially make some very pretty stuff with that. So I was very impressed. You guys did a very impressive thing.
Yeah, that was one of the ones where I was like, wow, that had a wow factor. All right, number 1, Alien Sun. This was the most fleshed out game in terms of gameplay. It's the most, as you said earlier, the most game.
It is the most game.
Exactly.
Yes.
Beautiful, gorgeous backgrounds.
Art style's very good.
Great. Physics, sometimes good, sometimes a little bit.
Yeah, when it was on, it was on. But every now and then it would just be off, and that was a little weird. And there's sometimes I'd like to be able to get a little bit more finesse in the air. But that's always like the hardest part of a platformer. And that part takes a lot of time, which you don't have a lot of time in a game jam. So I think with the time they had, I think they did pretty well. And I could see if they continued with this, it could eventually be a pretty good game.
Yeah, I'd like to see all of the creators continue with their games, but especially this one, just because, I mean, I can kind of already see how it would play. It's definitely something I would sit down and dick around with for a while. So let's go ahead and see how the actual voting went for the game jam. I have a little thumbnail here. Number 1, they chose Summer Story.
Interesting.
I think a lot less people had issues with the controls compared to us.
Yeah, it might just be that we're dumb, or that perhaps there are just people who are more accustomed to that control style.
Number 2, Mega Textures Demo.
Agree.
Yeah, it's pretty much the exact spot that we ranked it as well. And then number 3, they did Alien Sun. So congratulations again to everybody that submitted an entry into the N64 Brew Game Jam 2023 Summer Game Fest Jam thing. And also, you should all make sure to check them out. Links in the description below. And
give them some love.
Give them some love. And don't forget, we will be live doing a meet and greet at the Detroit Retro Video Game Show November 4th. We'll be playing some prototypes, we'll be chatting, we'll be having some prizes. Make sure to come and say hi. Hopefully we'll see you all there, and otherwise don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, all the good stuff, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. We're empty.
Not me. Thank you, Chew High Lemon.